Hi everybody, I'm going to try to make shipwreck casserole really quickly before my kids get home. So this shipwreck casserole is really just a recipe that you can use and you can put whatever you have around the house. So I had no plans to make this today, but the ingredients are things you might just have on hand. So it's a pound of ground beef. Then you can use a mac and cheese, or you can do a potato or a rice. I'm going to do this. A can of diced tomatoes. If you have some other leftover type tomato-y thing in your fridge, like some leftover pizza sauce, some leftover spaghetti sauce, some leftover chili, anything like that, you can, instead of using this can, you can use that. Then you're gonna need a cup of 2 different vegetables. In my case, I happen to have some frozen vegetables. So the recipe I saw online, they did a cup of corn and a cup of peas. I have these mixed vegetables. I'm gonna do a cup of these, and then, or whatever's left of it. I'm gonna make 2 cups out of all these bags. I'm gonna steal 2 cups. And then you're gonna grate some cheese on the top and mix some of that in. So you're going to put your 1 pound of beef in the skillet first, and then you're going to spice it with some salt and pepper if you want. I'm going to use this garlic seasonal because I have that and my kids like it. All right, so I've already defrosted the meat. It was in my freezer. I've just defrosted it, and I'm just going to put it in the pan right now. This pan is heating up. I'm going to put the meat in. You guys have one of these? This thing's great for breaking up beef. So what I like about this meal is you can buy your ground beef, you can buy your veggies, you can buy a lot of this stuff ahead of time and just store it in your freezer and your pantry. And then you can just cook it whenever. So you can buy things when they're on sale. I do recommend doing that. I buy my beef when it's on sale. I buy it in bulk at Costco. So, and then it's in that like big thing at Costco. And then I divide it up into 1 pound packages. And then anything else you can just buy when it's on sale, because then you can save money, and this ends up being a pretty inexpensive thing to make. This recipe can also be altered in other ways. Like if you want to stretch your ground beef and make it feed more people, then instead of just doing, you can basically double all the ingredients and still have the 1 pound of beef. And it'll have less beef, but it'll still be enough to feed more people. So it's just however you want to do it. If you feel like you need to stretch the beef a little further, then do 2 packages of mac and cheese, 2 cans of tomatoes, do more veggies, and a little bit more cheese, and it'll stretch further. You can even add a can of beans to this recipe. Like I would take the juice out first, but that'll help kind of make it a little bit larger. So I'm going to brown the beef all the way, and then depending on which beef you use, if there's a lot of fat left in there, you can either drain some of that out or you can keep some of it. It's up to you. If there's a lot of it, I'd probably drain a little bit of it out. But if there's not much, then you really don't need to worry about it. In fact, leaving some of the fat helps to fill people up. So if you're not worried about consuming the fat, then you can just leave it in there, and that helps to actually make people feel more full. And unless you're worried about it for a health reason, then it's fine. Garlic seasonal. This has salt, dehydrated onion, says spices, which is basically pepper and parsley, citric acid. So not a lot of different things in here. It's pretty simple, but it seems to be pretty tasty on a lot of things. Oh, boomer. I just flipped a piece of meat onto the ground, which I'm sure my dog is going to be very happy about. All right, so I'm going to put the pasta in here. The meat is browned. I'm going to pour the pasta in here. The pasta's in there. Right now it's still dry, but I'm leaving in the juice and the tomato. So I'm going to put that in there. So it's going to cook in the juice from the tomato and the milk. But since I have this Velveeta type cheese, I'm not sure how much milk to put in there, but I need enough at least to get the pasta wet. So I don't know if I need a whole cup. I'm adjusting this from a recipe that I found online. All right, so I could put this whole cup in. I'm only going to put part of it in because I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm not sure how much I should put in. Feels like it needs more. I guess maybe I'm just going to put it all in and just we'll see what happens. Feels like it needs Delby in there. All right, so then it was 2 cups of veggies. So there's basically 1 cup. Yeah, that's almost 2 right there. That might be enough. There it is. I need to turn it up, it looks like. Get it sizzling, and then we're going to put the lid on it. Pound of beef, salt and garlic powder, pasta, can of corns, can of beans, 1 cup of milk, 1 can of tomatoes, and the cheese. So since the pasta normally cooks in 8 to 10 minutes, it'll be about the same for this to be done, maybe a few minutes more because it's cooking in there with a lot of other things, so it just can take a little bit of extra time. So I'm going to do it for 12 minutes. Actually, we'll come back in 10 minutes and see how it is. So there it goes. Okay, I just checked on the moisture level. I added a little bit of water and I turned up the heat, and it's just got to cook a little bit more. Okay, we'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm going to put my Velveeta mix in. I think I'm only going to use about half of it because I don't want it to overwhelm the flavor. Looks like that. I'm just going to add some regular cheese now. So that will melt soon. I've turned off the heat. I have to go pick up my kids from school. So the cheese is going to melt on its own and it'll be ready to eat tonight. Please hit like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and please share this with your friends. And click up here if you like content like this and you want to see something else. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. We have quick dinner tonight.